In this video, I'm going to show you how I grew this YouTube channel from 0 to 1.5k per day in just 45 days. So before I do anything else, let me show you that it's real. I'm going to change the currency from USD to another one. You're going to see a crazy number here. And now I can put back USD and it's going to go back to 1.5k. And you can also see that the channel was pretty much dead about 45 days ago. So my name is Carl Pisano and I've been doing YouTube for the last 5 years, and in the beginning I was failing a lot. All the channels that I started didn't work, and after some time I started to have some success, and that's when I came up with some strategies and some rules to always follow for my new channels, and as you can see, they seem to be working great. And in this video I'm going to share them with you. So let's start with number one, which is very controversial, but in my opinion you shouldn't overthink your whole setup. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how this channel is set up so you can copy it if you want. But first, I think that if you're a beginner, having a right setup doesn't matter. Like if you have a computer and a Wi-Fi, just use them and you should be fine. If you've had some terminations in the past, then yes, having the right setup might matter. But this channel is actually a good proof that it's overrated because I forgot to put a proxy. So let me show you how this channel is set up. I need to stop the profile first. I will go on the profile, but you will see that it doesn't have any proxy and it's simply on my Wi-Fi. And you might be thinking that it's crazy, but it just goes to show that even if you don't have the perfect setup, as long as your channel has a good trust score and you know how to keep your trust score, you'll be fine. So now I can go in the details here, and if I scroll, you can see we're using multi-login, but there is no proxy, so it's simply on my Wi-Fi. So the way I like to test my channels in order to see if they have a good trust score is I try to upload some videos that I don't spend money for to produce them, and after seeing whether they get some impressions or not, I decide to proceed with them or not. If they don't get any impression, don't use the channel. If they get some impressions, you know that your channel have a good trust score. So that's my opinion. Some people like to make it overcomplicated, which I understand because I think many people have some issues getting traction. But for me, in my opinion, it comes more from your content, from your packaging, rather than having the perfect setup. So the next point, which is actually very important, is to identify where the demand is. So let me write down here so you can actually follow the video and take some notes. I mean, I'm taking notes for you, so don't overthink your setup. And next is identify where the demand is. Okay, so what I mean by demand is where is the audience, what kind of content the audience is asking to be provided. Okay, so I will show you one example. 2 days ago, one of my students, he sent me this channel because he wanted to get into it, and I saw this video and it made me curious to understand why such topic would get some views, like so many views. So I tried to kind of reverse engineer it to understand why there is demand for that kind of content. So what I did is I simply put the title in my search bar, which is a good way to understand whether or not a topic has demand. And I just left that. And what I discovered is basically those things, I don't even know what that is, they get crazy views. So you can see here 3.5 million views. You can see I saw a documentary that had, I think, 10 million views or something like that. Yeah, this one, 12 million views. And that is a clear sign that there is demand for this topic. So the guy very smartly, who's behind the channel that I just showed you, identified this demand and made some videos about it. So whenever you make a topic, you need to do some extra research to make sure that people want to watch it, and you're not making a topic just because you think it's a good idea. You need to have some proof that it's actually working. And that's what I did with that channel. Every topic that I did, I made some research to make sure that there was demand. So to verify it, you can use YouTube. You can also go on Reddit. You can go on Twitter, and you can see, are people talking about that or not? And that is also exactly how I started my first few successful channels. Is I used this channel, which was one of the biggest channels, faceless, and I identified what were the most viewed videos, so what were people consuming, so that I could make some videos about that. And that's how I came up with the crime niche, which is very big for us. And you can see here, for example, this video has 22 million views, and it has been a topic that has been done so many times and with a lot of views very often. If you check here, you can see 30 million views, so a big outlier. And that's a good way to identify whether a niche or not has potential, is to check how many views the most viral videos in the niche have, and you will be able to know what is the TAM of the niche. So TAM means total addressable market, which is how many people you can reach with your videos and how many people watch content in your niche, basically. The higher, the better, but usually the higher, also the more competition. So that was a way to find some niche ideas, but another way to do it is to also simply look at creators who show their face. I was working on the video and I was thinking about what niches that is faceless I would be watching. And sometimes, I mean, not very often, but sometimes I watch Andrew Huberman content. And I can't think about a faceless channel, for example, that is making content about that. And I think it's a big niche when you consider how many views his long form, very long form content gets. Like 20 million views on a 2-hour video is crazy. So his content is a bit broad, even if it's not that broad, it's a bit broad. Like he does fitness, anything that is mental, food, sleep, all of that. You could package it in a channel and make some content about that, and I'm sure it has potential. So finding some creators with a big audience and making a big amount of views is a good way to find your own niches as well, and to confirm that there is demand in the content that you want to make. So the next point, which is actually, I'm not going to say controversial because I think most people agree on that now, but I still see beginners wasting time on it, is you should not waste time on SEO, branding, etc. So by SEO, I mean putting a description for your channel, even putting description on your videos. For SEO, you have to understand that the YouTube algorithm is smart enough to understand what your video is about and to show it to the right audience. It might take some time, but YouTube is smart enough to understand what your content is about and show it to the right audience, okay? So you should not waste time on SEO, and same for the branding. I actually don't put any logo and any name on my channels when I start them, because I try different stuff on my channels and I'm not sure what it's gonna be about. And I know the audience at the beginning don't really care. They just wanna watch the video. If the video is good, they don't care about who's making the video. So I don't spend time on the branding, even if now it can be easy to make a branding with AI. Same for the SEO. I don't spend time at all. You should focus on what brings you some results, and this is not bringing you any results. So that is one of my most important rules that I always respect. So next, which is actually related to what I just said, is speed over perfection. Okay, I have some students and I always tell them that the most important thing when you want to do YouTube is to have the most output as possible, to try as many things as possible. And the students that have the most results are the ones that upload the most videos. Okay, I'm not saying upload some bad videos, but the more you upload, the more you learn and the better you become. So don't focus on having the perfect videos. I think for anyone who's starting, going for branded channels is a mistake, because you have to understand and to know so many things that you will waste a lot of time, a lot of money, because branded channels cost a lot of money. I don't think it's a good idea overall to have perfect videos, so have branded channels. I think it's much better to focus on speed and quantity in order to upload as many videos as possible, rather than having one video per month, which is perfect. And if you're just getting started, most of the time your video is not going to be perfect, and you're going to have an average video instead of having 10 videos that are maybe 80% there, not 100% there, like not 100% perfect, but at least you uploaded, you understood and tested what your audience wants to see, and that way you're able to reiterate and improve and make some content that is being watched. I would say if you want to keep only one thing from this video, is to focus on speed over perfection. So uploading videos rather than having one upload per month, that is perfect. And before I forget, I actually want to show you one of my channels where I applied this. So you can see here that I tried the channel, the niche, and you can see that I had results very fast. 40K views in the first day after 2 uploads is something that you don't see often. And I'm probably going to make a video about this channel and other strategies that were used in order to get results so fast. But you can see that after those 2 hits, like those 2 first videos that did great, I very fast and with speed, which is the point, I uploaded a lot of videos. Like I didn't stop there and I uploaded to keep the momentum high. And here I reached monetization. So I applied for monetization and I still uploaded videos to keep the momentum high. And when I reached monetization, I started re-uploading a lot in order to gain that momentum back and make some good revenue. I mean, the channel was dead, 15 days ago, and now it's making 1K per day. So that is why speed is so important. If I didn't do that, I probably would have lost the traction and I wouldn't have done those numbers and I wouldn't be making these kind of numbers now. So let's jump to the next point, which is to become an expert in your niche. So any niche that I enter, I make a very extended research to understand perfectly what my audience wants to watch. First, who my audience is, who is going to be watching my videos. So I know what kind of content they would like to see, so I can offer them that content. So here I have a profile where I study faceless YouTube overall. So I have a lot of stuff on it. But what I like to do is, let's say I'm interested in whatever it is. Okay, let's say this. Okay, I will open this. And what I will do is I will create a channel. Okay, so a new channel where I would have fresh history and I would watch only this kind of content and I would follow all the channels. I would try to find the small channels trying to make views. Those are the most important ones to understand what are the new channels doing. Are they having any traction? Are they making any views? And if not, why? Like I want to have some reasons that would justify me not entering the niche. If I have new channels doing very good content, very good packaging, and not getting views, I would be like, okay, this might be saturated and it's probably not a good idea to get in it. But I would study this very extensively. I would know all the channels in the niche, the leaders, obviously the main channels making the most views. Also, how many views are they making? Are they making good views? Is it a good niche with a good TAM? Like if the leader is making 500K views per month and it's videos that are 20 minutes long, I'm gonna be like, it's probably not a good idea. Like you wanna have some channels where there is a big TAM, so the leader is making a few million views per month. Otherwise, even if you become the leader, but the leader is making 500K views per month, you're gonna make 500K views per month. And if you have a $10 RPM, it's gonna be 5K per month. For some of you, it might be interesting. At my stage, it's not interesting anymore. And I think overall, you're just better targeting some niches with a higher TAM. So that's it. So if you wanna take a screenshot of what I wrote, I think it's gonna be very useful for you. And if you want, I also made a video where I break down how I went from 0 to 30K per month with a channel. I also revealed the channel and it happened in just 100 days. So I will put it here so you can watch it. And in this one, I reveal the channel so you can see a bit more what I do and also some other strategies that you can use on your channels. I hope you found this video helpful and I see you in the next one.